These are troubled waters, but a solution may be on the horizon. Lebanon and Israel have agreed to start negotiations over offshore Mediterranean gas fields under the auspice of the UN and the U.S.
Hopefully, the parties, Israel and Lebanon, will agree to split the area between them in that's another formula, 50-50 or 60-40% or whatever will be decided, which will enable also Lebanon to explore for gas.
The amount of gas in Lebanon's offshore zone is unknown, though the government already signed exploration contracts with foreign companies. The dispute is over 330 square miles of the Mediterranean that Israel and Lebanon both claim to be within their exclusive economic zones. The two countries are using different measuring sticks. Lebanon is a signatory of the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, which provides parameters for measuring offshore gas exploration. Israel, however, is not. The talks will be the first between the two countries on a civilian issue in 30 years. But some fear optimism should be tempered with caution, as in 2010, Israel signed a cooperation agreement with Cyprus, which hasn't exactly borne fruit.
Even though there is an agreement, we are now in 2020, 7 years after the Israel discovery, confirming that Aphrodite stretched to the Israeli economic zone. Still, there is no agreement about how to develop or the cooperation between Cyprus and Israel regarding this field.
Experts estimate that the potential profits from the exploration in the disputed area could be worth some $600 billion over the next several decades. And Lebanon could use the boost. Its economy is in shambles and worsened by two blasts, which rocked the country in August, disabling its main port. Lebanon also pays one of the highest prices for electricity in the world. It relies on petrol for energy, which is about 5 times more expensive than electricity from natural gas.
Lebanon will succeed in the future in its natural gas exploration. Lebanon really needs such a success to enable cheap energy sources, especially for power generation.
It's private sector interests that may push these countries to find a solution.
The private sector, the international companies might play important role, as been done by the way in other disputed areas, and also by countries which do not have peace status between them.
Last week, Chevron, America's second largest energy company and fourth largest in the world, entered the picture by announcing it's acquiring Noble Energy, which operates 2 gas fields off Israel's coast.
I think the entry of Chevron to our region is a game changer. It will not change the geology, it will not change all the other environment and the reservoir are there. But Chevron has big pockets and she can go and develop or explore more targets.
Emily Rose, I-24 News.
Now, as Emily mentioned in her report, Chevron has completed their $13 billion acquisition of Noble Energy, which operates Israel's offshore gas fields. Now, upon initial finalisation of the agreements, Energy Minister Yuval Steinitz hailed the sale as a tremendous news for Israel's economy and said it would open huge investment opportunities for high-tech and startups in the energy sector. But one of Chevron's first moves in the Israeli energy market was the turn off the flow of gas to the Israel Electric Company from the Tamar gas field and demand a higher price than had been agreed upon in the 2012 contract. Since 2012, the IEC has signed deals to lower the price with other Tamar partners who have combined 53% control of the gas field, which Chevron has now blocked. The move has forced the IEC to turn to the Leviathan gas field for its supply, which Chevron holds an 85% stake in, also at a higher price than the IEC was paying for the Tamar field gas. The IEC and other Tamar partners have accused Chevron and Noble Energy of holding the Israeli energy sector hostage and of abusing its monopolistic position, and have written to the Antitrust Competition Authority asking it to urgently intervene. Now, we spoke to a representative from Chevron, and this is what they had to say.
Chevron can confirm that it hasn't discontinued operations from its facilities in Israel. The facilities have been and continue to reliably provide for Israel's energy needs. These are very early days, and as we continue to build relationships with all of our stakeholders in Israel, we are confident that they will see Chevron is committed to building trusted and mutually beneficial relationships. We look forward to building those relationships in the days and weeks ahead.